You just said you think we're raising a generation of weenies. I'd like to talk about that. What do you
Yeah.
think about this generation we're raising right now? Because, listen, I've been really spending a lot of time digging into this issue. And in colleges right now, having these safe space rooms for
Oh my
kids when
God.
they don't like the election results, complaining about teachers that are asking them to take positions,
Yeah.
advocating issues they don't agree with so they can learn the other side's point of view, and they go complain about it. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well, they cry about it. I heard there's a puppy room. I don't know if I heard this on your show.
That's not a rumor. I have verified that. I don't know what they did with the puppies afterwards. They probably have puppy SD or something. I don't know.
Puppy. Well, the puppies need therapy. That's right. We're not talking about the rights of the puppies.
But what do you think about these kids in this generation? It does seem to me like our job as parents and educators is to prepare children for the next level of life.
Course.
And I don't think we're doing that.
I don't think we are either. I think there's this, what is it? Antifragility. Isn't that what we want? We want them to be anti-fragile. And let me tell you, I've been in therapy, and I don't think that everything that's happened in this generation is necessarily bad. I think it's great that we have feelings and that we are acknowledging feelings and difference, and people from marginalized parts of society feel that they belong. I think that's lovely. But now what? You know what I mean? Let's get on with it. And after being, I've seen a therapist for a decade to work through my own issues before I became a mother. And I asked her one time, what's the one thing that determines whether or not someone pulls themselves up and out and gets on with life? And she told me resilience. Resilience.
Yeah, good word. But I think you have to learn resilience by having to exercise your resilience. If you don't have to bounce back because somebody's there to dust you off and pick you up every time, that's not going to happen. Listen, your mom may think you're precious and cute and wonderful, but when you get out in the competitive job market, your boss does not think you're precious and cute and wonderful. They just don't. If you don't learn that, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Well, thankfully, my mother didn't think I was precious and cute. She was quite a beast. So I think she made me tough. But and also I worry about parents because I think the expectations are very high on us, you know. I go to the playground and that's me time. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a beer, I chill, I let my kids run wild. And I see helicopter parents like just going crazy. Like, you ever seen the parent that like narrates everything the kid is doing? Like, put your foot on the thing. Good job. Good job. And you're like, what are you doing? How's that? How are these kids going to learn to play, to fight, to make up, to what are the parameters of social behavior? I think we need to leave them alone. And over scheduling, I'm seeing a ton of that. I have a kindergartner and people are asking me, well, what activities is he in? I go, what are you talking about? He's going to pick up a stick. He's going to throw a rock into the creek later. And we're going to make brownies. Those are the activities.
Yeah.
What activities? A kindergartner. Should he be in team sports and speaking 5 languages already? Like it just, I don't know. Seems a lot.
Yeah. You said there are some good things happening. I met with a focus group of 40 kids recently, 20 on the left and 20 on the right politically. I saw a lot of this fragility you're talking about, but I also saw such smart, bright, these kids were so informed. They had such great minds. And I thought, why are we wasting this with everybody gets a trophy bullshit?
Well, and here's why, and I was talking about this on this show a while ago. What is it? Why do we cringe at the participation award? People like us who didn't have them growing up. And I think it's because it makes you feel pitied, right? Like, you lost. You lost. And then someone gives you a fake ass trophy. And it's like, what? F you. I know it. Let me lick my wounds and let me gather my druthers and I'll be back next time and I'll show you. I want to put a brick in it. You know, you have to lose. You have to lose. It's part of learning.
And doesn't that cheapen it when you really do win?
That's true.
I mean, it really does. It cheapens it when you really do win. I played football in college, and I remember one time in a scrimmage we were having, in front of a lot of people. The coaches could be on the field. I was playing linebacker at the time, and this coach comes running onto the field, jumps into the middle of the pile, grabs me by the face mask, and I had like 8 scratches on my face because his claws came through the face mask, yanked me up and said, "McGraw, do better," and threw me back down in the pile. And I'm laying there looking up at the sky thinking,
Yeah, dog.
could you be a little more specific? Because I don't want you coming back. Do you want me to run faster, jump higher, hit harder? Could you be a little more specific? If a coach did that today, I guarantee you they would charge him with assault.
Oh, yeah. Canceled. Done.
I just looked at it like, I need to do better, figure it out. I'm side-eyeing this guy during the next play. Nobody even thought anything about it, so the guy's motivating you. What's the big deal?
And are you traumatized, or did you grow up to become one of the most beloved, successful people in our culture? So what did it do?
In the locker room, we laughed about it till we were sick. They were coming over saying, "McGraw, do better," throwing me up against the locker. And we laughed about it. And I saw the guy in the parking lot leaving afterwards, and he was saying, "You know, you finally woke up out there." And I said, "Yeah, coach, you're a great mentor. Thanks, man." He's slapping me on the back. He has no idea that he ran out in front of all these people and scratched my face up. We were friends for years. There was no big, come on, get over yourself.
You know, and it's just like this offended culture. I don't buy that people are as offended as we claim. That it's a small minority of people that are setting the tone for this. Because I tour the country, I do all the states, I go everywhere, and I don't buy it. And I don't think people are as fragile, and I don't think people are as offended as we think.
I'll tell you what I do think. I think people are afraid to speak up because they don't want to be next. They don't want to have their turn in the barrel next because they say something, and this vocal minority starts putting all of these labels on them, from racist to misogynistic, all of these bad labels. You know, I don't want the mob after me. So people don't say anything.
I know. And then that small minority takes over. And that's scary to me.
Yeah. And I think we got the tail wagging the dog now.
Yeah, I think so.
That's the problem.
I'm over it. You know what I think is so funny too, Dr. Phil, is that like I grew up watching cartoons like Bugs Bunny and Woody Woodpecker and all the old school Disney. And now when you turn on like any cartoons, there's warnings. Like, for like somebody's smoking a cigarette, the caterpillar and Alice in Wonderland. And you're like, well, okay. So if your kid says, "What's the caterpillar doing?" You go, "Smoking," and it's a bad habit, don't do it. End of story. They can't even see crazy. Like, okay, so what happens when they go in the world and a coworker smokes, or they go travel and they're going to just be shell-shocked by life?
And I get it. Look, we want to model good behavior for our children, but I heard a preacher the other day, they had a clip of him on the internet dogging on the Smurfs.
Get out of town.
Because the Smurfs have magic, and magic is evil, and evil is anti-Christian. And so they were saying, parents, don't let your children watch the Smurfs. Now, let me tell you, I can list a couple of 100,000 problems we have before I get to the Smurfs using magic.
Same.
I mean, really?
Same. Yeah.
Seriously?
Same.
I see a lot of people starving to death. I see a lot of people shooting each other in the back of the head. I see a lot of problems I would invest time in before I got to Papa Smurf.
Yeah, I'm not too worried. And I grew up on him, and the Smurf stood for a lot of good things too, right? Kindness, community, fighting against evil. I don't know why these are not good forces. And also it makes me laugh too, because like, you know, there's a million genders now, which I guess is good in some way too, but you're just like, well, anyway, there's this thing. I live in Texas now. I live in Austin. And I grew up in Los Angeles. So I'm experiencing a vast culture difference, and I'm really enjoying a lot of it. Cause like, in LA, people are like, there's no such thing as gender. It's all a construct. I'm like, really? Have you raised boys? Because Girls and boys are not the same. I've never seen a 6-year-old girl pee out a campfire.
Yeah.
That is uniquely something I see. You know, my 3 and 6-year-old boys are naked right now on the driveway in cowboy boots. Like that's real. And one of them's farting on me later.